I remember a time that I had a crush on this guy for 4 years, and this was me to him, but there was nothing coming back. And I didn't even communicate that with him, so it was just there 4 years. 4 years till today. The guy's my friend. When I say, hey, you're right, bro, yeah, where I come from, he's a pain. No, I'm a new creation. I'm over that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, this is Sarah Amma Talks. It's literally me talking, pretty much. First of all, apologies that the background is so bland. I'm at my mum's house today, so yes. Okay, but can we first of all address my hair colour? Yes, hunty. Okay, this side, yeah, I don't have my straighteners and it was a bit during the night. But yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah, so I'm talking about what is love. I think it's so easy as a Christian just to say God is love, full stop. But yes, for those who are non-believers, I think it's still important to look at some of the attributes that the Bible talks about as to what love is, and then to break it down to get some kind of ideas of what we think love is. Now, what is love? Well, the dictionary definition of love is a strong feeling of affection. Now, in my mind, that already means that there needs to be some kind of level of reciprocity. Oh, I hate saying that word. Reciprocity. Done it. So if someone loves a person, if I love Johnny and Johnny doesn't give back that love, then I no longer love him. And if that's the argument, then isn't that love temporal? Doesn't that make that love weak? Not because of what Johnny's done, but because my feelings of loving Johnny are dependent on something. And I think that can be very dangerous, because then we can easily fall in and out of love with a person simply because they're not giving us what we want from them. But if we look at this great book that I've been reading, and I'm just going to quote something. I'm going to read something from my phone of what it says. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it does not dishonor others. Now listen to this bit. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, and it always perseveres. Personally, I prefer the second kind of love from this great book. This great book being the Bible. I love the fact that it always perseveres, because what that means is that love is not dependent on something. It's love just because. And I think that's something that we as humans find hard to grasp. How can you love someone just because? You ask a mother who's just given birth to her baby, why does she love her child? Just because. Yeah, you could say, oh, because she carried for 9 months. She had that bond, she built that relationship. Some people, even those who might be premature, or like a friend of mine who was born 11 months after being in his mother's womb, yeah, the mom still loved him. You know, what it's about is that unconditional love. And it's so, listen, unconditional. There's no condition attached to it. So I'm not dependent on Johnny to love me back or buy me flowers. I love Johnny just because I love Johnny. And I think that's hard. And we're humans, we're not perfect. Loving unconditionally can be a hard thing. And sometimes I think it's where my faith plays into it, because I need the grace of God to do the things that I physically cannot do. And that supernatural grace to exceed my physical grace, to exceed my physical limitations. So when I look at Jesus Christ, he loved us enough to lay down his life. Even though they spat at him, even though they whipped him, even though they mocked him, even though they teased him that, oh, come down if you're a savior, they stripped him naked. Listen, doesn't matter who you are. Someone strip you naked and beats you, that's an embarrassment. A real embarrassment. But he did that because he had an unconditional love for us. And knowing that we were still yet to sin, he still loved us enough to lay down his life for us. Now, you know, even the Bible talks about what greater love is this than a man to lay down his life for a friend. Some of us would be questioning that. You'll now be evaluating what kind of level of friendship is this? How long have I known you for? Is it really worth it? You know, but we're humans, we're not perfect. But I think what's key is that we don't then use that as an excuse to say, well, I can't, you know, I'm not perfect in it, it's whatever. We should always strive for the best kind of love we can give. We should always strive to be the best of ourselves in the way we love people. It is not self-seeking. Recently I went to a Bible study group and we was talking about, can you be independent in a relationship? And quite frankly, the answer is no. How can you be self-seeking? How can you want to worship your own name? Because surely when you're in a relationship, if it's Johnny and I, when I step out, I represent Johnny and I don't just represent myself. I can't say, yeah, I'm gonna do me, because what? Everybody be like, right, ain't that Johnny's girl? See what I mean? Already you have that talent, you have that status as a team. Therefore, it's so important when you enter into a relationship that you and that person are able to identify common goals. It's no point you coming to me and saying, oh right, like Sarah, I like you. Okay, thank you, please. You like me, that's great. Like, why do you like me? What is the purpose in you liking me? What are you trying to achieve from us possibly entering into a relationship? Don't come to me selling me dreams with no business plan, please. I'm not about it. You need to tell me that, right, I've seen the way you do things, and I think if you and I were together, we could establish A, B, and C, and I'd like us to try this out. I'd respect you more for that than coming to me that, yeah, like, I like you, you know. Hey, it's okay, I like your shoe. What does that do in life? Does it change anything? Like, come on, man, get out of here. But yeah, so it's so important that to enter into a relationship, one, you enter with a like-minded person, someone who shares the same objectives and goals as you do. Otherwise, you'll come and find that you're at loggerheads because you guys never have the same agreement to things. Yes, we're all individuals and we go about things differently, but if you have a common goal, you'll use your different approaches to blend together to achieve that goal. Otherwise, you're fighting, you're constantly fighting, and that's not what love's about. It says love always perseveres, which means there will be times where it will be challenging to love that person because they're being a straight up prick, or because they're just finding ways to irk you, properly irk you. But love always perseveres, and it's the thing about what the dictionary's definition of love is. It's dependent on something, but love always perseveres means that you daily choose to love. You don't depend on if Johnny bought you flowers, or Johnny remembered your birthday, or if Johnny did A, B, and C, X, Y, Z. You are choosing daily to love that person. You are daily choosing to be selfless in your love to that person. The amazing Greeks had their different versions of love, and one of them being agape, selfless love. And I think that's so key in your template of yourself to then any other relationship you go into. If you have a selfless love, you just love because, and I understand that it can be hard, but you love because, and that becomes a part of your nature. So when you're entering into a relationship and someone's really irking you or pissing you off, you don't just decide, oh, do I still love this boy because he's a bit of a mug? No, you selflessly love. You put that person before yourself. You say, you know what, I want to help this person, and I'll go out of my way to help them because I know it'll benefit them in the long run. Or even sometimes selflessly loving them and correcting them and say, look, I see you and I know you can be great, but right now what you're doing is not helping tomorrow you. I need to tell you, brother, you need to fix up, look sharp. Another thing, this just came to me just now. People are so keen and so eager to be in love. Like, what's the rush? Is it by force? Love yourself, fam. Love yourself is enough. Date yourself. And it's so important to have self-love. It's so important to self-love, so you learn more about yourself, you learn what your strengths are, you learn what your weaknesses are, you learn what things make you tick, what things you can do to make yourself happy. And you know, I think that's so important, because then when you enter a relationship, no one can then sway you any other kind of way. You know who you are, you know what you stand for. And also in terms of self-love, you learn more about yourself, but then you learn where you could improve on yourself so that you can be the best of you. You know, I always think to myself that when I want to make a big decision, I think to myself, will this benefit tomorrow me? Will this benefit future me? Will I look back and be like, I'm so glad you invested in this? Or will I just be like, what an idiot? You know? So it's so important to self-love. Infatuation, it is very, very, very deceitful. It's very important you take time to be in love with a person. Now, falling in love, hear it carefully, you're falling into it. It's not even planned. You don't know how you're gonna land. You may hurt yourself. Why not have the option of walking into it consciously, knowing that I daily consciously choose to love you? Like, come on, when you break it down like that, doesn't it just make more sense? If I want to walk into a situation of love, I want to be sure that what I'm investing into is worth my time. Because I'm not about this whole heartbreak, eating chocolate, crying, blowing tissue. That's even more expensive. I know the weight gain and I have to go to gym and pay. Dead. Please, no. Selfless love is key because you have a mutual platform for everyone. And it's those who pass certain barriers or show certain things. Now, I'm not saying that they have to do things in order for you to love them, but they show certain character traits that just like, whoa, this is good. This is what love is all about. And with chemistry and things, and being wise in your decisions. Now, if you're a Christian, I'd be saying seeking counsel of God. Speaking to God and saying, Father, is this your plan for me? Is this what you desire for me? Is this your purpose? Is this your purpose in my life? Is this part of my plan? Is this part of my destiny? Is this part of my future? I remember a time where I thought I was in love. Yeah, I was with this guy for 2 years. 2 years. And in my mind, I was being Christian because I didn't do anything bad. We prayed sometimes. I went to church still. All this, but it wasn't enough. I wasn't seeking his face enough. I wasn't trying to explore who God is, because I know that God is love. I didn't get it. And then I'm trying to find love in the man, but man will fail you. And lo and behold, this boy failed me. Oh, broken hearts, I had it. But I'm just so grateful that I have learnt my lesson, boy. And that's why I think part of that was infatuation, because believing that God is love, God was not in that relationship at all. And you continue to live this lie, believing that it looks like love, it sounds like love, doesn't mean it is. There's a thing called dupe, you know? Dupe. Yeah, there's a dupe. That was a dupe. And if you're not careful, you'll be the one to suffer, because you've hurt yourself, you've hurt that person possibly, and time. You have lost time. Time is a gift. You can never get it back. Like I said on my post on Instagram, love isn't complicated. People are. We complicate things because we don't try to understand it, try and adapt it to a situation. If that's the case, we'll be forever drifting up and down with the ways of what love is supposed to be, and we'll be lost forever. This is love. We are here and there. Find it, or get as close as you can to it, so that when you're in that position, there is no confusion. You and your partner have a basis. Like I said, you can't come to me and tell me that, oh, I like you because you're chunk. It's not enough. It's not enough. What is the purpose in our union? Let that union make sense, so that when the struggles come, you can stand back on the base and say, you know what? I choose to love you daily, because I vowed that being with you meant we are going to be a team. We're going to work through things. We're going to have difficulties, but our end goal is blah, blah, blah. So it's so important to have a clear goal and a clear vision and a clear purpose. Otherwise, you'll be swept away with the wind and left with pieces to pick up by yourself. We don't want that. So I urge you, wow, I urge you, brethren, but no, I honestly encourage you to take time to study yourself. If you're a Christian, study God, because God is love, and know what it is love is about. Before you declare that you're in love, let it have meaning. Let the things you do be intentional. Let it serve a good purpose, so that tomorrow you will look back and be like, whoa, I'm so glad you took your time, because you've developed into where you need to be at the right time. You know, a good thing, a bad time is a bad thing, because it's come prematurely, you're not ready for it. So take time to develop yourself, study yourself, date yourself, love God, and the rest should surely follow. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave comments so I know what I could do better, and also I know what you want me to talk about more often. Do you want me to divulge more into love, or should we talk about other things? Let me know. And share and subscribe. Click it. Just subscribe and then subscribe, and then press that bell. Yes, so every time I put up a video you will know and can share with your friend. Take care guys, bye. I don't know how to sign out. Damn. So guys, again I couldn't find my tortoise, so I brought my baby, my little rabbit, my firstborn babes. Can you say hi? So yeah. What does love got to do?